you.
That's not very nice.
Fuck you.
Maybe later.
Fuck you, man.
No.
Saturn.
No, man, how's it going?
You fucking piece of shit.
You know what? I was thinking about doing that all day.
Just so you know, man.
Does he?
Yeah, man.
Apparently Crashton talks. I never didn't know that.
Oh, by the way, I bought one of your t-shirts, man.
Oh. That's class.
It's amazing, isn't
it? Going all out for a bit. That's class. I like it.
That should feed you, man. Well,
Thank
we're
you.
in a pandemic.
Yeah, that'll get me my, half a fish supper or something.
Cool, man.
Yeah, for the chip up the road.
Cool, man.
Cool, man.
I'm only just noticing that you've got a wee bit of the new twang.
I know, it's because I've been living through this way for ages, but I'm moving into my flat next Friday, so back to Glasgow I go, so my accent will hopefully change again.
That's awesome, man. Whereabouts in Glasgow are you moving?
Rutherglen.
Rutherglen,
Aye, Rutherglen. Aye.
Cool, man.
I've been saving up for 2 years for it, so I managed to get a mortgage in a place, so that's me.
That's awesome, man.
Big boy stuff.
Just on your own?
Yep, just me.
Yeah.
It's a 2-bedroom as well, so like my spare room is going to be like an office / like wee studio space, which is quite cool. I've always kind of wanted to do something like that, so.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That'll be great. I used to do a residency in Rutherglen, and
the whole town, or?
And the whole fucking town. I get off the bus and start playing. I was trying to be like, oh, there it is again, man. That fucking skunk again. No, it was in. What's the place called, man? It's like
France.
I think it's a hotel. I don't know, the King's something.
I'm not massively familiar with Rutherglen. All I know is where Donald, my bassist, lives and the pub that he used to work in. That's it.
Oh, cool. Are all of the bands through that way?
So Donald's Rutherglen as well, and then Chris and Daniel are more sort of out near Largs.
Largs?
Aye.
Fucking hell, man.
Aye, all over the place.
I forgot they were Vikings, man.
I know. Especially that Chris with his mad chin strap.
Chins. I don't know if that's a Viking thing or a fucking sexual thing, though.
Could be both.
What do you think of my clean-shaven face?
I'm not sure. I quite liked it when you had the handlebars on the go.
Yeah.
Wait, was that not just for me? Sorry.
Yeah, that was my love handles, man. I don't know, it's something weird. Like, when your face starts like aging and you have a clean-shaven face, there's like a weird, like, it's just a weird look you've got in your face, and I've got that look on my face right now.
Like you've just had a shave?
I just look like I'm 30 odd. That's the point of the story. I'm drinking this cup, right? I'm drinking out it.
You're drinking the cup?
It's got tea bags in it that taste like broken biscuits. You ever heard of them?
No.
So like it tastes like you've got biscuits in your tea.
Why specifically broken biscuits though?
Because they break up, don't they? In the tea.
Oh, right.
I don't know.
Could they not taste like a full biscuit and then that's your like a wee snack with your tea?
Oh. Suppose you could, man. Suppose you could.
You have no idea how much I hate you for making that noise right now.
Yeah, man.
Oh, mate. See, like, the noise of anyone eating or drinking, it genuinely makes me angry.
Eating is the worst one, man. And I have, like, most of my family members eat like that, and it's fucking horrific.
Right. The thing is, though, like, I could, like, think the sun shines out your arse as soon as you start eating like that. I'm like, fucking hurry up, meat, or shut up.
People who can make crisps sound wet.
That's rotten.
Like a crisp to me is and that's fine, innit? Like fine, but see, like
yeah,
that's a crisp you're eating, man.
Aye, how you managed that?
How did you turn crisps into grapes?
Aye, and it's the weirdest thing, like, because I don't care if I'm loud, but see if you're loud, you're in trouble.
I don't know, man. See when it's like resonating in your own skull, but
I suppose.
You know what I mean?
Nah,
That is fucking hard to deal with, man.
not a fan.
I done zero prepping for this podcast because you've been fucking me about.
I was sitting in work today, and my dad, he sent me a text, because I said to him that I was coming on tonight, and he was like, "Oh, the stuff that he's been posting has been absolute class patter," and that just made me think, I need to do something back. And I was thinking the whole time when I was at work, I was like, I need to put my face on his face like he did to me, but I find some way of doing it. And then I found that picture of you that you put on Instagram of the album cover thing. And I went, you know what?
That actually fits on my face so well. I'll put them up, right? I'll put the pictures up like as we're talking.
Right. And and then I saw, because it's got Crashton in the background, I was like, right, I need to do something with that. So Greigton, I was like, yes, that's perfect. Although I didn't go and make a t-shirt for it.
I keep reading that as Greigton.
I know everybody does that. It's like the bane of my life.
I'd never call you Chris Greig, but
no,
like, I don't know why.
The amount of times I get that on the phone, like, or people that don't know me, they call me Chris Greig, or we get like Chris Greig and the Merchants on the radio all the time. It's so bad.
It's like Americans say Craig for Craig.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I get called Craig all the time as well.
Just for fucking no reason.
Honestly,
no, it's Greg. They got no, but you're Craigie, you know. Is your first name not Craig Greig?
No, could be worse. It could be Craig Greig.
Craig Greig. Or Greg Greig.
Oh no. It's taking that a bit. Oh my god, man! It's the cup going along the mic as well.
Can't do it again, man.
So what is this StreamYard then? I've never seen this before.
So this is what I've been using. Like, basically the way I was doing it before on Zoom was a fucking nightmare because you need to pay for, like, it's basically because I'm a fucking cheap bastard, but on Zoom you need to pay for like the additional thing, so like so that you can get like the separated audio and the video, and it's just too much, man. Just too much money for like the amount of podcasts I was recording, and because I know I'm a sporadic idiot, and like I've just done like fucking 2 months off of podcasting,
and then came back with me.
Came back with my fucking one of these. That's like fucking incredible journalism, innit? I
know. Thing is, though, I hadn't even like we haven't really spoke a lot like in a wee while other than on Facebook occasionally, and I had noticed that it went quiet on the Crashton front, Crashton Talks front. So I wasn't quite sure what was going on. I just didn't bother to ask. And then you what?
If I died, like, everyone would be like, "Oh, he used to post all the time, man." And then if I died, they'd be like, "That makes sense, man."
Nobody's told anything. It's like, I wonder how Chris is getting on. Oh, he's dead. What?
I thought he might be dead.
Oh well,
something he would be.
Not alive. But I wasn't sure what was going on, and then you asked me the other night if I wanted to talk Crashton.
Yeah.
Now here I am.
I'm going to wear this to your gigs, man.
I can't believe you actually done that.
Good, isn't it, man? The day I asked you to do the podcast, I ordered this t-shirt.
Had you like ordered it and went, right, it's going to arrive on this day, so I need to get them on after that?
It was arriving it arrived yesterday, so.
It's perfect.
Can you do this date?
What if I went? No, I can only do the day before.
I'd a drawing on a white t-shirt.
They cut holes where the nipples are.
So what's happening? Relentless, actually. Like, I've been recording music, and me and Gary have been talking about like funny that I keep like saying like you guys are fucking stealing stuff from me, but I've been like like we've both been saying like how impressive like the consistency of stuff that you guys are doing. It's just amazing to see, man.
Yeah, I think, see, had we not got the grant that we got at the start of like this whole lockdown from Help Musicians, we probably wouldn't have been able to do it because, well, we wouldn't have been able to afford to do anything that we're doing, for one, because as you know, everything kind of comes at a cost. But also, we wouldn't have like been able to record anything. Nothing. Wouldn't be able to do anything. We probably would have just been doing like stuff online occasionally, and that would have been it. But
Yeah,
we're or maybe like clubbed together and paid for a song to be recorded when we could do it. But like, I keep, what, I've been doing this so much today. I start off saying something, right, and then I go, oh yeah, what I'm saying is really good, and then I go, oh wait, what was I saying?
yeah. Oh fuck, man, I'm like that as well, man. Just just pure blatant ignorance. You know what I mean? Like no regard for the fact that there's another person there. Just in the middle of your conversations, just start thinking of other shit because what's going on in there is like 100 times more interesting. I get it, man. Yeah, I think we were saying something about like how good Crashton are live.
Something along the lines of that. No, but it's been quite difficult to. No, sorry, it would have been quite difficult to do anything this year. So we got really lucky the fact that we were one of only 2 bands from Scotland that got chose for that funding. Yeah. So, and there was a lot of bands that, like, as far as I'm aware, a lot of bands that were like, have done a lot more than us. That potentially that money could have, I don't know, went a bit further. I don't want to say anything that sounds daft, but
did you guys? You don't need to tell me the whole process or the amount or anything like that, but did you guys have someone to help you with the application process? Because I'm aware that like this is, I'm not doing a bit, by the way. I'm being genuinely serious.
No, I'm laughing at I'm laughing at what the answer is.
Just because, like, in the past, like I've tried to apply for things like that.
Yeah.
And there's usually like there's bodies, not dead bodies, but there's like
I think that's where you're going wrong, mate.
Like there's charities and stuff that I know of that are, like fill in grant applications all the time, and they know the kind of requirements for the applications. And I was always told that the reason my applications had never been successful was because basically basically my music's shite, and the formats of the application that has to be filled in a particular way. So shoot with your fucking actual answer.
Dan, the drummer, got steaming and did it in his boxers. And forgot to mention one of the members of the band and everything, and we still got it.
To be honest, man, I've never filled in an application in my boxers, so
that's maybe what you need to do.
Exactly, man.
But thing is, that Dan is like, he's a graduated business student, so he does kind of have a mind for like the whole businessy side of like the band and stuff. So filling out a form like that is definitely almost like second nature to him, because there's a certain sort of language you've got to speak. I think it's German. And you have, but there's a certain sort of business sort of language that you have to speak out. There's no way I was going anywhere with that. It's like a second language to him. So that's kind of how I think that's the main reason we got it, I think. But that being said, there is other artists out there that I know that applied for the same one and we got it over them. So
and apparently that is why Nazi Germany was so successful. And I mean, not like for me, like I wouldn't like agree with anything that they've done, but like if that's what you want to do, that if you're in that kind of field of work, like that's quite a successful business venture. Outfits, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and filling out music applications. I think that's had they done that a little bit more, they might have won the war.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Drop Grant, not bomb.
Exactly. Aye, but it's been a really weird year for it though. Like we have been releasing constantly, but that's because obviously we've got the money, and then there's a part of it that we're kind of contractually obliged to now as well because of the funding. Like we set out a plan as to what we would want to do with the money, and we kind of have to stick to it. I mean, we can make changes. We need to let them know. But our plan was to do 4 singles over the course of, I don't know, 8 months or something like that. And obviously the way things have been in terms of delays in being able to record songs or whatever, we it's been pushed back to like next year. So basically we've done, what have we done? We've done 2 songs in it so far, and we've got another 2 coming out. One of them's still to be recorded. We were supposed to be recording that a couple of weeks ago, but because the numbers of like cases with good old Rona and stuff got higher, and we kind of went more or less back into another lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't necessarily feel comfortable because we'd have to share a car, and we didn't really feel comfortable doing it. So we had to sort of reschedule when we were recording. Now I don't think
probably had nothing to do with coronavirus though.
That's just does not want to be in the same car with a guy with a big chin strap.
Exactly, man. People who steal your fucking shit.
So now that's been pushed back to like March or something.
Right.
So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. But we're still writing and stuff like that. But we can't, it's weird because what you do is you write songs to obviously release them, hopefully make a bit of money, but play gigs. That's the real thing. You're doing it to play shows.
Yeah.
But you can't play the shows. I know we've all been banging on about it all year, but like I'm really now at the point where I'm like really missing it.
I know.
And I'm like, it's like, what's it called? That is it a seasonal depression or something? But I'm getting seasonal. I really miss gigs. Depression.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's going to be weird, man. I don't even know how. I don't think I want to gig again until it's just back. You know what I mean? I don't want to do those pure weird fucking gigs. Gigs.
Well, we had a meeting with a promoter last week, the week before, basically try to work out, when we might be able to do another headline show, because we were supposed to do one, and then all this kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
The week that we started lockdown we were supposed to be doing a headline show in Glasgow. I think what we kind of said was, realistically, if because we've got this vaccine on the way, and if music does come back next year to smaller venues, then realistically October might be the best time to have our next show. So
that's brutal, man, isn't it?
Aye.
Fuck.
Considering our last show was February as well, so it's like we're going to be a whole year and a half or something since we last played live. But
the cool thing is, though, man, is like, I don't know if you've noticed, like, obviously social media has played like a massive part in everyone's lives for like the past 10 years, right?
Yeah.
But just since all of this happened, like, we're actually just living in this weird digital world, and it's totally changed how people just consume music in general. Like, me and Gary have been talking about like just a marketing strategy for putting out like the new music, and one of the things we've been talking about is like including in that marketing strategy like TikTok and influencers and shit like that.
We've been trying to do TikTok, and it's no easy. Like, you kind of have to like almost do shit on TikTok that isn't related to your band, and then and just hope that one of them blows up, so a bunch of folk go over to your Instagram, and then from there they'll go over to your music.
Even like not for like yourselves as artists, but actually like trying to get your music to people that are already successful TikTokers, because they're like a lot of those people are getting paid like an absolute fortune by record labels. Do you know what I mean? Just to include like some band or some singer's music in it, man.
Aye.
It's nuts.
It's crazy. And then thing is though, it's no different than anywhere else as well. Like, the record labels definitely just rule the roost, kind of make it more difficult for us nobodies.
Yeah. Well,
But
you guys, you know what I mean?
no, aye. Chris Greig in the Who now?
Exactly. It's why you guys are stealing a lot of my stuff, man, because obviously I've been quite successful for years now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you said in the last episode of the podcast that you used to come and see my band, so I know it probably wasn't deliberate, like, in the back of your head, you're taking in my, like, just me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And then later on that night I did take in you.
Because your name used to actually be Greg, and then you're like, "I'm gonna take Chris's name."
Yeah.
Mhm.
I used to be Greg,
Greg.
and
Greg.
now, yeah, Greg, yeah, and now, because I didn't like the Greek part, but I really liked Chris. You know, the name Chris. I thought it was, a strong name. So I took your name because I thought, well, Fluorescent Hearts, they'll stop playing gigs, and then I'll take over.
Uh-huh.
That's what I
Were you
thought.
not called Fluorescent Greg at one point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah.
That's weird.
I didn't do well. People don't like sort of band artist names with fluorescent in them. So
I think like the whole Ziggy Stardust thing was like gone as well. You were coming out in like these big cat suits and stuff.
yeah, but like they had no crotch or anything. Like, but I wasn't wearing any boxers. It was just a
I
bit
liked
weird.
that bit, man. I really liked that part of it.
Well, not everybody did.
Yeah.
You know, you were the only one person at my shows actually.
I
Even
think
the
I was
sound
the
guy
only
left.
guy that liked it, man. Yeah.
Aye, it's just weird that like the shows were in my bedroom as well.
Exactly, man. Yeah, exactly. We were doing private podcasts.
Oh, there it is again.
Oh,
You know, I cannot clear my throat right now. It's just like full of like constantly full of phlegm. I know that's like really not nice to hear, but like I cannot clear my throat at all.
have you been singing a lot recently?
You know what? No, I've hardly been singing at all,
Me either,
which,
man.
which is weird. Considering like I think of myself more a singer than a guitar player, even though I'm not like I don't see myself as a good singer either. I just do it because I enjoy it, and I've just not been singing at all. I've not really been playing my guitar either. I've done fuck all. I've been living at a suitcase for 2 weeks. So I was supposed to move 2 weeks ago.
Oh fuck. Well, you're a fucking really good singer, man. Very good. In fact, I think I said to you the last time, man, but I've been noticing with your newer music that like just how great your voice has gotten. Like even just since the days that we fucking wrote stuff.
Horizons.
Mhm.
I love that song. I'm still want to redo that as well.
Mhm.
But no, thank you very much. I do try. I'm far too self-critical these days as well. Like everything I do, it's just no good enough.
It's good in some ways, like being critical, man. But I think I don't know. Like one of the things I used to get caught up about was like looking at other singers that I really like and thinking, I wish I had like that much technique. So I
Mhm.
started learning how to put technique into my voice, and then that kind of ruined a good chunk of my writing. I think
Mhm.
like there's a good like 2 or 3 years worth of writing where I just oversang on everything. Basically, is the period of time that I didn't release a lot of stuff because I was like, I actually fucking I would like it while I was writing it because like, there's like a sort of like positive feedback loop that you get in. Do you know what I mean? Where you're like reaffirming to yourself, "Oh, this is good because I can do this thing. Like I can
Yeah.
sing this scale." But then, like when you listen to it back as an actual fucking song, it's just overbearing and
Yeah.
nobody could
Sometimes
fucking sing it. You know what I mean?
sometimes like the sort of more simpler things are better as well, especially from a consumer's point of view. If that's
Exactly.
simple and catchy, they'll like it.
Because they want to go to a gig and fucking sing it back to you.
Yeah.
If you're singing a fucking pentatonic scale, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to want to fucking chant
Make
that.
like more than like several vocalists making like some mad chord with their voices. Like, sing this back.
Oh fuck, man!
Ah!
Before all of this, man, I had a guy called Sam Scott Thorne on,
Mhm.
and he's doing really well actually. His YouTube channel's like blowing up, and he just basically sits and reacts to like all these American Idol singers and shit like that.
Right.
But he sat and like during the podcast, he sang 3 notes while I was sitting there. Like he's able to like divide his voice into like 3 separate notes at the same time.
I mean, that's impressive, but why would you want to be able to do that?
I don't know, man.
I think it's really cool, but at what point when you're singing do you go, you know what, fuck these backing singers, I'll do it myself?
Maybe keep the cost down or something, man.
I don't have to pay you for this show, I'll just do it myself.
Have you been watching anything?
You know what? Not really. I've been talking to so many people about this. Like, I'm the worst for like watching anything from start to finish. So I think I started during lockdown. I've started Peaky Blinders. I've started what's it called? The one with Pablo Escobar. What's it called?
Oh yeah.
Narcos. That and a bunch of other things. I've started all these shows and watched like 1 or 2 episodes and really enjoyed it. I just never went back to it.
Yeah. Funnily enough, man, I done the same with Peaky Blinders, but it wasn't because I wasn't enjoying it. I actually stopped watching it when I was really fucking enjoying it.
I was the same the first time I watched Game of Thrones. I started watching it years ago. It got into like season 3 or something, and I was really enjoying it. And then I just stopped watching it. And then it took until they were about to do season 6 to go right. I went back to the start and just watched a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. I still haven't seen Game of Thrones, man.
It's good. Watch up to the end of season 5, just past season 6.
Cool.
That's all I'd say. But I'm so bad for watching the same things over and over again. And 9 times out of 10, by the time I'm ready to sit and watch something, like I'm in my bed. So it's usually something lighthearted, like How I Met Your Mother or something.
Yeah.
The IT Crowd is like my favorite show ever. I've watched that 1,000,000 times.
I never got into that, man.
Oh, and that.
I think like see during that time, like I don't know if you remember, man, but like there was so many shows out that were like the IT Crowd, and I think if I'm right, that came off the back of the success of like The Office and stuff. So like,
to an extent,
it's just kind of like at the time was just so like sickening because there was so much of it at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely. It's on Netflix. If you're wanting something that's easy to watch it because it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Lemmy's in an episode of that.
Yes, you can't understand what he's saying.
It's weird, isn't it, man?
Aye. It's weird though, because like that's one of those shows that I definitely thought that you would enjoy because it's got such a weird sort of sense of humor to it, much like you do.
I like what's his face? The guy that's in it. It's something.
Richard Ayoade.
I was going to attempt his second name, man, but
I'll do.
Yeah, I like him, man. I like him as a guy. Like he doesn't like to fucking be categorized or fit into any box. I really like his fucking.
He's got quite a deadpan sense of humor. I think he just kind of says things as they are, but obviously it's a joke.
Yeah,
it's good. I like that. I think the dogs maybe just started barking there. Mom and my sister is coming in for the shops, so ignore any background noise and a potential 3-year-old running in the room.
Right, man. Fucking that's what I've got every day now, man.
Right. So you know what? It's really nice, like having a kid around all the time, to an extent. But I'm really looking forward to getting to my own place and just kind of having that sort of peace. Just because it's like I'm nowhere near ready for that sort of thing in my life. I've just turned 24. I don't want to be thinking about kids anytime soon.
It's cool, man. It's good to know that.
No, but it's nice. It is nice having the wee one around, but sometimes it's like, right, thank you.
Sometimes I do that, man. I put Caleb in the brown bin. Yeah. I don't know why I put him in the brown bin, man.
The brown bin. Why not? Why not the I nearly said yellow, the blue one, because it's recycling and you always get them back when you're ready for them.
He's really creative, so there's cardboard boxes in the brown bin, so I thought he could probably make a house in there.
Right. Okay.
So he could live in there. Do you know what I mean?
And then when if there's ever I don't know, grass getting cut or whatever, You could put some grass in there. He's got a wee garden.
Is cardboard for the brown bin?
No, it's for the blue bin.
Is it?
Aye.
Shit. That's why our bin hasn't been getting emptied.
The thing is, though, it's not actually a bin. It's just another big bit of cardboard, but you've confused it for a bin because it's the same colour.
It's actually just Caleb's room.
So, what is it that you and Gary have been sort of working on? Has it been crashed and stuff, or?
Yeah, man. I need to send you the stuff. I'm like maybe 2 sessions away from final mixes for all of them.
Right.
But, the general idea of the songs are there, man.
Yeah.
I was originally planning on putting out an album.
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna do singles, man. Gary was saying about like how even the biggest artists right now are just doing singles. Just seems like the fucking most sensible way, man. Maybe put an album when it's all like done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think this is something I've thought about as well, because like we spoke about getting an album out at one point, and then immediately we're like, you know what? No, we're nowhere near ready for it. But at the same time, we've also like fired out about millions of singles, so you need to break it up somehow. So a couple of years ago, we did the EP Lipstick. So we're thinking about doing another EP at some point, but
I just don't,
even EPs are difficult.
I just don't think that like this is sad, man, but I don't think people fucking care. You know what I mean? I think like if you put an album out, man, people are just like, cool, right, I've got the album, and then like the fucking scene moves onto the next fucking thing. Like that even happened with Fluorescent Hearts at the time, man, and that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah,
we just put everything. We put the full album out, and then we tried to release singles after that, and it just didn't work. That's the way it used to work. So, I mean, a band would release a single, then the album, and then they would release 2 singles after that were on the album.
Yeah, even up until just a couple of years ago, that's what was happening. But now it seems to be like a band will release a bunch of singles from the album and then the album if they're doing one.
Yeah,
which is strange, but
really fucking famous. You can do that, man.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the scene in Scotland, I think unless you've got like really good management or you're like doing really well, to the point where like you're consistently bringing a huge crowd to a gig, then you're probably not. You know, it's going to be that when you release a single, it'll be kind of forgotten about in a way, and you're going to have to kind of do the work to kind of get people continuing to listen and get more people on board. Like we just released Tired Eyes just over a month ago now, and like fair enough, we didn't drive that as hard as we drove other songs, but like very quickly it went, you know, straight to back of people's minds, kind of the back of our minds as well, because like you know, life just kind of got quite busy the last couple of weeks or something. But
I think that kind of happens like you've been on a wave of releasing music, and usually by like the 3rd single, people are just being like in the zeitgeist of people, so that they still know that you're there, and they engage with you and stuff. It's a weird fucking world now, man. It's like you're not just thinking about songs as music, you're thinking about it as like content. It's just part of the like when I next post something on Instagram, when I next release a single, and then blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in fact, that is like the main reason that I fucking took a break from podcasting, because I was like, I want to focus on making sure that these songs are like really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
And like they are distinctively different from each other. But like for the first time since Fluorescent Hearts, I feel like this is like these are like the songs that actually represent what I thought this band was going to be when I put it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me and Gary have worked really hard on it. It's basically just me and him that have played on it.
Yeah. Are you recording it yourself?
Yeah. So Gary recorded the drums in his studio while I was there.
Yeah.
I sang and played guitar while he recorded the tracks, and there's like 2 or 3 tracks where the second take of every song is what we used. So the second
right.
take he'd actually played the song from start to finish is like on the track, man.
Oh, brilliant.
Really fucking cool. And then I took it home and I tracked everything else, man. I played bass and guitar and sang and all that.
So what's your setup for recording at home then?
Just this laptop. And I use this little UR44, I think it is. It's interface that has, I think it's got 6 inputs on it.
Right.
And I used for the guitars, man. I recorded with the busking amp that I was using.
Aye.
A little cube amp. I just put my guitar into that, and then that into the input of my interface.
Oh, right.
It sounds huge, man. It sounds fucking great.
I used to have that exact same busking amp back in the day. I ended up selling it, and ever since it's like I've kind of regretted it because it was a good wee bit of kit.
Yeah, I just think it's good to have because you never know when you need it, man. Like especially when I was doing the acoustic covers, like I would get gigs where I needed like a full PA system because you go into like maybe like a Hungry Horse or something. I don't know if you've been one of them, but they're quite big, so you need like a bigger sound system to like send it. What's that even mean? And then I would get like gigs up in Loch Lomond, and it's like just a wee bar basically, and they just want you to be background music.
Yeah.
I would just take the busking amp and just turn it down, and it was perfect for it, man.
Yeah, I'm just about to get a new mic because I'm working on this side project that I sent to you, and basically with everything that's kind of going on right now, it might be difficult for me to get back over to Craig's to record any more vocals. Right. And the mic that he's got is what he's used on like pretty much all of his releases, and it's class. It's a Blue Yeti, I think it's called.
Oh yeah.
And it's only like £100 or something. So I'm gonna get that so I can record using the same sort of mic, so we get similar quality. So he's gonna
those mics podcasting as well, man.
Yeah, exactly, and that's another thing as well. I want to get back into that as well because I do enjoy just sitting chatting shit. Thing is, the last podcast it just kind of stopped.
I've got an idea for a show, and we should do it, man. We should do it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Just give me the idea.
but I won't tell you on here, man.
Right. Okay.
But like an actual in-person one though.
Okay. Yeah.
And like we'll do COVID tests and stuff so that we know we're clear. You know what I mean? Like coughing each other's mouth. That's how I test for coronavirus.
I'll like lick the roof of your mouth.
Yeah. If I get ill 2 weeks later, then we know that you had COVID.
But then by that point, it doesn't matter because like we've already recorded the episodes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'm going to get the same mic as Craig so that since I can't go to his place, I'll be able to just record at home, and he'll like, because the way it works with this stuff is like he produces everything, and I'm just like kind of writing the lyrics and melody side of things. So I can do that at home and send shit over to him that then he can do his bit with, and then he can send it back to me and say, no, that was shite, give me another take or whatever. So we can still act as if we're like there, just doing it on his laptop, but I'm going to have my own setup.
What do you use to record?
Well, whenever I've been recording anything during lockdown, I've been using this absolute shiter of a mic, and I've been putting it onto Bandcamp, not Bandcamp, GarageBand. Aye. I was just uploading it to Bandcamp.
What this, man?
That's it.
Bandcamp, yeah. It's cool. GarageBand, you can. I don't know if. In fact, it must be the same on laptop, but on your phone you can set it up to do multiple takes on one channel strip.
Right. Okay.
And when you import that into Logic, you can edit the. It's hard to describe, man. So, like, say you do 8 takes of the same track.
Yep.
Right. So you just like start to finish 8 times. At the side it will say like 8, and then there's a little drop down menu, and then you can choose actually each individual phrase of each track
and put it together.
And piece an actual full vocal take.
That's class. With the stuff with Greig, which is what I'd mostly be recording at home, because like with the band, I'll like only record demos and then like still go into the studio to record it. But the stuff with Greig, because there's like a lot of sort of auto-tune and vocal effects going on to kind of make it that more electronic sound. Like I'll probably just be sticking to, right, here's a take, let's listen to it back once you've put it through your doodaz, and I'll do another one of this phrase if the auto-tune makes it so, like it doesn't pick up right, I need to sing it differently or whatever. And it's really cool as well, because like when it comes to like anything music theory at all, I'm clueless, absolutely clueless. I just kind of do what I think sounds right usually, and doing this has been really, like with Craig, has been really cool, because although I'm not necessarily learning how to do things that are a bit more technical, I'm learning more about myself and the way I write and how I can write for different genres, and it's made me absolutely love writing songs again, because for a while I was just like, I wasn't enjoying anything that I was putting out. So it's really kind of opened up a different way to be creative in my mind, which is really cool, because I've like
the stuff you said was amazing, man. And I think like the band are just as good. I think that like that could be just as fucking successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird because like for those two songs, sorry, I'm just moving to try and get comfortable here. For those two songs, I took a total different approach. So one of the songs called Place, Craig had already put the music together for that, and he just said, right, try and write some lyrics and a melody to this. And like, I don't know if you remember, there's like a sort of repeating phrase sort of through it at the start in a sort of really high-pitched voice. So I actually don't know what that's saying, but to me it sounded like Into Your Place. So I wrote a whole song around that, but I took a total different approach when it was, right, I'll sit and listen to it on repeat of like that verse or that section, and I'll write down some lyrics that come to my mind, but the first lyrics I write down are what I'm using in the song.
Who's the other person that you're writing with?
So it's Craig Russell Horn. He's an electronic producer. He does his own stuff. He does stuff for other people as well. His stuff is absolutely class. If you like the stuff that I sent you, you'll enjoy his music. It's all on Spotify and whatnot. He's actually releasing a bunch of covers that have been sat on his laptop for ages. He's never done anything with them. He's finally finished them, and he's releasing them all on SoundCloud just now. And he just done Bruises by Lewis Capaldi in like his sort of electronic way, and it's fucking class. Awesome. Me and him were like already kind of pals. Like last year, the year before, he used to come to like the band's gigs. We met him through Blair, the guy that does their photography, and I did when I was doing college. I was doing like a documentary as part of my graded unit, and I got him into like it's for one of the interviews. So I already knew him, but like at the end of last year, like we ended up in the same group chat for the Music Files, which is a music blog that we both write for, and he ended up saying in that group chat, listen, I'm going to be doing like streaming on Twitch, because he wanted to like play games and watch stuff and have a laugh and just mess about. And a bunch of us left. Well, I didn't leave the group chat, but went over to another group chat. And then people brought in their partners and pals, and now we became part of this group. And basically over the space of like since the start of lockdown till now, me and Craig have become like best pals, and now we're writing this music together, which is like class, because like I love the band and the music that we do, but it's like music I've always wanted to write. But this is like stuff that I've always kind of liked but never thought I could write for, and now I'm actually doing it, and it's like, it's great, man. It gets me really excited.
It's just good to do something different, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that, like being in a band as well. You just want to like experiment and do different shit. It's good.
It's difficult when you're like you've got your genre for your band, so you need to kind of write for that genre. Whereas, like, if you've got a wee side project that you can just call electronic, like this one, you can kind of do anything with it.
Yeah,
but that means
like you can take elements, like if this side thing doesn't become your main thing, like you can take elements of what you're doing with the side project into your main band. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll definitely learn from it. New techniques or new sounds that I want to add in. And that's something else that it's made me think as well, though. Like, it's made me want to do more writing, like with other people and for other genres. And I was last weekend. I was pretty drunk. I was talking to Chris, the guitarist in the band, and I was like, you know what? See, like once I move and I get set up and everything in the flat, and folk are able to come over again, I just want to get folk over and write songs for an album, like put together an album, like of collaborations with my pals. And every song a different genre, so it's not like a specific sounding album. Just put it out and no do anything with it. Just put it out.
It's a good idea, man.
I think it'd be absolutely great just to kind of experiment with different sounds. And
I'm busy though.
That's fine. I wasn't going to ask you anyway. I was actually going to ask Damien instead of you. He was my favourite member for Less Than Hearts.
I'm just worried that like you would steal my ideas and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And not put me on the track.
I would steal your ideas and sing it myself.
Like you done with that last song you put out. You know what I mean?
I'll never forget after the last podcast, and you sent me over a song that you'd kind of written that you thought would have been good for me, like the band, but you accidentally sent over the wrong song. But I was drunk, so I was like, "Oh mate, this is fucking class."
That's right, man.
Wasn't that actually the song about the hose?
It was Start Again, yeah.
Yeah, it was the song about the hose.
I was like, oh shit, I'm just about to release that song, sorry. Yeah. We need to finish that. I know we keep saying this, man, but we need to finish that other song. Because you said the Kings of Leon song. Because I didn't even think It Will Start Again sounds a lot like Kings of Leon. I thought you were talking about the original idea that I'd sent you, because that sounds like a Kings of Leon song as well.
Yeah, definitely. And what we've noticed is, see if you took a Kings of Leon song and got us to cover it as a band at a live show, it would fit in with all of our other music. So, and it was ages ago, ages after you even suggested that, that song, that I actually kind of came to the realization that, hold on, we kind of have a similar vibe in a way to some Kings of Leon stuff.
Yeah.
And then actually that then molded how we target our ads on Facebook and stuff as well, because we target for like fans of Kings of Leon, and we've noticed a huge difference in the people that pay attention to the ads that we do online.
Kings of Leon, the Killers and shit as well, I think you guys fit in really well with.
Aye. So the thing is, we're trying so many different things with every release. So like for our next release, we've got PR folk working with us.
Cool.
To try and see if we can just do something a bit different. And this time what we're talking about is like, we're trying to approach it with like a sense of get people in Scotland getting that feel of like, what is it, FOMO, feeling of missing out or something. So we're going to do most of the targeting to folk down in England,
right?
So we can get a buzz going there to then get folk up here going. And I don't mean like general sort of punters or audience or whatever. It's like in terms of blogs and radios and stuff like that. So we're going to get a lot of people talking about us down there. So folk up here are going, hold on a minute. And it might not work, but it's an interesting tactic that we've never really considered before. So we're just kind of trying these different things to see what kind of might work for us, because what worked for a release for Shy, for example, didn't work when we released Seen It All Before. You know what I mean? So we're just trying different things all the time.
Each single is like a new fucking concept.
Yeah.
In Fluorescent Hearts, like what we would do is send down like these trucks of bees. We'd put all these bees in trucks, like 8 to 12 trucks full of bees. We'd send them to like like loads of different cities in England, and like that would create a pure really big buzz. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's amazing, man.
It's weird to think that you've had people on this podcast and had serious conversations.
That's why you're the first one back, man.
Just he's fucking.
I'm sick of fucking having serious conversations. Sometimes I don't know, like with certain people, like try and like test. You know what I mean? Like say stupid shit just to like to see what they're like.
My issue is I get so worried that I'm going to say something that somebody listening is going to be like so offended by. So I really need to watch what I say.
Man, everything's offensive. We on the episode of your podcast that went missing.
Oh, I've still not been able to find that. So there was like 3 files, right? One of them was corrupted, which I'm determined was the one that was the final one, and 2 more, which would end up just being me doing intros and outros. So I've got the intro and outros to our podcast, but not the actual podcast.
Ah, shit, man. It was a good episode as well, man.
Best episode, yeah.
But we spoke a bit about that kind of stuff, like cancel culture and all that, which, to be honest, has been fucking spoken about to death these days. But yeah, I don't know. I think anything that you say is going to be offensive to somebody. You know what I mean? Like that thing we said earlier on about fucking Germans and stuff, someone will take offence to, but it's all about context, I think, man. We're just having an ironic laugh.
Yeah, when I posted that story with the vote for your song earlier on, I was actually so paranoid about posting it just in case like folk are like, oh, that's so misogynistic or something like that, because I'm asking if you've said hope or ho.
Right. I never even. It does sound like it, man. That's the thing.
I've got such a bad knack for like spotting these things in other people's songs. My friend's wee brother Fraser, he releases music. He's called Fraser McLean, and he's got a song called "We're Done." And the lyric in the second verse is I'd have taken a bullet for you. But one day I was kicking about in Edinburgh. I think I was just like killing time before I met a pal. I was early. I was listening to music and this song came on. And it said I would have taken a bullet for you, but instead I heard it as I'd have taken up bowling for you. I was actually like crying on the street in Edinburgh, laughing, and folk going past me must have thought, what a fucking psychopath. But I then messaged him, and now every time he can't unhear it, and everybody now says to him when he's playing it live, they'll all go, I'll have taken up bowling for you.
That's the first thing that me and Damo still do to each other, but would do to each other in the band, is like if somebody came out with a song and we started rehearsing it, we would like change one of the lyrics to something stupid. So like when you're singing it live, man, like you find it hard to fucking compose yourself.
Aye.
I done it with one of his fucking most recent songs, and it was 10 times funnier because the song's like something really serious.
Oh, no.
He does it to mine all the time, man. Can't even remember the one. What's the most?
That was a really good song, that as well.
Damo's one?
Yeah, Damo's one, yeah.
Fucking brilliant. He's another one that's doing great, man.
Mm-hmm.
His has been like a long time coming. I don't know if you've ever listened to like the early Ocean of You stuff.
Yeah.
The first album is just, he doesn't really rate it, man, but it is perfect.
Yeah.
I think he had, because I was the main writer in Fluorescent Hearts, I think Damo always had a lot of these songs like just building up and had nowhere to direct it, because the first Fluorescent Hearts album is basically just everything that I wrote in my fucking mum's bedroom. Not in my mum's, well, dressed up as my mum in my bedroom at my mum's house. And like I basically wrote these songs in bed with my mum.
The backing vocals?
Well, she was fucking caressing the side of my face with a picture of fucking Pete Doherty. So I wrote all these fucking songs over like the space of 2 or 3 years, and that's what the first Fluorescent Hearts album is. So like, I think the only song that we wrote together in the and on that album was basically just an interlude in the middle of the album, and it's the one that Damo sings on.
On Hold.
On Hold, yeah.
Yeah, I listen to that all the time. See those two songs back to back? I listen to them all the time. And you know what? It was actually a year or so after seeing you guys and meeting you for the first time that I realised that wasn't you singing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you and Damo have like quite similar sort of voices, which is so strange to me.
Especially at that time, man, because both of us at that time were listening to a lot of, like, he's a big Muse fan anyway, but I'd taken a lot of influence from Matt Bellamy vocally at that point, and we were both big Ryan Tedder, One Republic fans.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when he recorded that vocal part, man, it does sound a lot like me.
It's good. It's honestly good. That album, Anthem of the Heart, is fucking class. Or just Anthem, isn't it?
Anthem, yeah.
Aye. Class. I love that album.
I think so too, but equally, like, I think Damo's album that he recorded after, like when he left the band, it was equivalent to what I'd just done with Anthem. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that was his anthem because he had all these songs building up. And if you hear things that, like Damo, there's a fucking song that Damo's written, and he'll probably never put it out, right? But it was recorded with his old band, Always Read the Label. And what the fuck is it called, man? I can't remember. I'll send you it, right? But it's a ballad, and it could have easily been like a huge Biffy song, but it's like this big, huge anthemic ballad. And I always wanted to use it with Fluorescent Hearts, but he was like, "No, it's my song," and he just kept it, man. But it's a fucking tremendous song. So he's always had these, like, he's a fucking incredible writer.
Yeah.
And like he left at that point, and he went on to do the fucking Ocean of You thing and released these fucking amazing songs. But it'd have been interesting if he'd used those songs with Fluorescent Hearts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's about I want to say like 4 years ago, maybe 3. I sent him a little random guitar riff. I said we should write a song based around this. And at the time, I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And then Damo kind of started doing stuff with it. And then maybe like a year later, I listened to it again. I was like, you know what? I don't like that guitar riff anymore. And then literally like 2 nights ago or something, he sent me it. He was like, here, remember this? And I was like, because he'd done a wee bit to it. And I was like, holy fuck, that is so good. I now just want to go back and write that tune with Damo.
By the way, if you're going to do any recording, I would like highly recommend that you use Damo, if not for the recording process, but definitely for mixing. If you're ever considering not using the folk that you already use, like his production has just gotten so fucking good in the past couple of years, man. Like he's always been really good at it, but he's just starting to really fucking hone his craft. And he's, I assume that he's got a really good ear to the ground in terms of the way production is these days, man, because he's just really fucking great at it.
Yeah, that's something. When I'm in the flat and I've got everything set up, I've got a new computer. Like I've got a proper like Mac computer, and I want to use that to like do all my recording and stuff on. So I've got my laptop that I use kind of day to day, and then I want to use that for like recording things on. So I want to actually learn how to like kind of produce a wee bit, even if it is like not that I would ever like produce albums or whatever in the future. Just like I just want to know how to do it. You know, make something sound good at home.
It's totally possible as well, man. Like, see, even just for if you want to put out like acoustic tracks, see, just having even just the presets that are on a lot of these plugins, like just to be able to put a bit of compression on your vocal and like EQ the guitar a fucking certain way. There's like decent presets in a lot of these plugins that you get with Logic and GarageBand and all that that are good enough to release. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And that's something else. Like I'm so bad for this because like there's so many things I want to do with music. It's just like finding the time to do it, and obviously there's a level of skill that you need to learn as well. Like, and that's another thing I want to do is like just do more covers and post them online. Not like post them on Facebook like I was doing at the start of lockdown. Just like work on a song until I really like the sound of my cover. So, and it's not just like a copy of the song as well. Kind of make it my own, and just like fire it on YouTube or something. You know what I mean? Just to put stuff out there and be creative. I think that's my sort of main aspiration right now with everything I'm doing is just be creative, because like I really want whatever I do in music to be successful, and to, you know, the main goal is to get somewhere with it so you can make a living off of it. But like I've done so many cool things up to this point that if nothing was to ever happen, I could look back and know that I've had a really good time. So why not just do what you want to do, and you know, with what you love, and I just want to be creative with it. That's my and learn more. I like to learn.
Do you like learning?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, like, kid on, I'm like fucking like a really good talk show host, right?
Right, okay.
So you've travelled the world and you've done amazing things. You've played in some of the biggest venues in the world. Do you like learning?
What's that?
It's when have you ever been to Africa?
No. Only Bristol.
That's good, because it's nothing like that. See, you know how when someone says something and you've never heard it before?
Yes.
And then you hear it?
Uh-huh.
And you know it now?
Yes.
That's learning.
Don't like that.
Do you not like that?
No, like.
Do you not like change?
No.
No?
No. Stay same.
That's a shame. It's a dear fucking shame.
Well, what can I say?
That's millennials for you.
No, but I don't know. There's just like, see that sense of accomplishment and achievement when you get, you know, you learn something and you're able to like do it again. So it seems so daft. I don't know. It seems so daft, right? But like,
you just done that thing that you're talking about. Your brain just disappeared, man.
Yeah, but like, so at the start of the lockdown, like I mentioned before, I was doing like the daily covers, and at first I was just doing it on my phone and uploading it online, and then I very cheaply ordered like the microphone, a really crappy interface which I fucking hate. I even hate the mic, and I started like filming, still on my phone, but like actually like recording it onto GarageBand, and then editing ever so slightly. On it was iMovie I was using, and although looking back at it now, I look at it and go, it's fucking shite, and like especially in comparison to what the sort of stuff we produce as a band, I was still really proud of the fact that I learned how to. I mean, it's simple as hell, but record something onto GarageBand.
Yeah.
Make, you know, the voice, you know, the vocals sound the way I wanted them, considering, you know, the tools I was using, and the guitars sound the way I wanted them, and then match it up to my video. You know, take the audio off the video and match it up, and then that was me. Something that's very straightforward and like one of the basic things you need to learn to do if you're ever doing anything like that. But I was so proud that I learned to do that on my own.
It is really fucking hard to do that, to be honest, man. Like, I recorded a gig recently for a performance that I'm doing at the end of the month. Well, a performance that I've already done that's happening at the end of the month. And that part of it was the most difficult, man. Like, and I've been doing video editing for like maybe 12 years or something.
Yeah.
And like just try to sync the video up with the audio. And I think it's because, see, when you're doing it with your own face, you just know where the word do you know what I mean? Like where the words sits in your mouth.
Where it should be. So like, even if it is like the tiniest fraction out, you have to fix it.
It's so frustrating, man.
Yeah, I feel that. But that's something in time what I get better at. Something I did whilst I've done about a million things this year during lockdown, but like something else I did during lockdown was like streaming on Twitch. When Craig started doing it, I was like, you know what, I want to do this as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, just going on and like playing games on my PlayStation and then just chatting shit to my pals.
Mm-hmm.
But what Craig did when he was doing it he wasn't just doing that. He was also like doing stuff where he's almost like reacting to things. So we'd all be in the chat. He'd obviously be on the stream, and we'd watch like old episodes of Raven or like marble racing, and or this thing called like the Japan World Cup, which is like virtual horse racing, but it's stupid as hell. And it was like it's like fun and funny. So I wanted to like do stuff like that as well, so I could like do one night I'll do a game, another night I'll come on and I'll sing songs on Twitch or whatever. I want to go on and like write a song from scratch, having like sharing my screen, like so you can see my setup and everything like that. And I thought I want to learn how to make all that look good. You know, be able to save it and edit it, so then I can maybe upload a video to YouTube and stuff like that. Like I want to just learn and be creative.
Learn. You need to like learning first, though.
Well, yeah, I might have to go back to primary school, but that's fine. And about
imagine you could redo primary school.
No,
Billy Madison, innit?
That would just be like.
You seen Billy Madison? No.
No.
What?
You know what? That's
you're 14.
Yeah. What?
You're 14.
Me? No, I'm 13 and a half.
Right. That makes sense, man. That's weird that you go and watch Billy Madison. It's one of Adam Sandler's first films. My
list of movies and TV shows to watch is like growing by the day, man. It's ridiculous.
Culturally, you should have watched Billy Madison by now.
Well, I've not seen Shawshank Redemption either, and that's one of them ones that are culturally I need to watch as well, apparently.
That is true.
There's loads of films like that.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why your IQ is so low.
Yeah.
See, to be honest, I think I've got a low IQ, and I actually don't know what an IQ is or what it means and what number is a high IQ.
And QI is a good TV show.
That is a good TV show.
Yeah.
And I've got the same nose as Stephen Fry, so.
Oh. Well, he's a smart man. Maybe he gets his smartness from his nose.
Yeah. When he blows his nose, there's fucking words from the dictionary comes out. Onomatopoeia.
Just vagina.
Yeah. Oh. Late night, QI late night. We should probably wrap this up, man.
That's a good way to end talking about QI.
Exactly. Shows you the level of fucking intelligence that this podcast has.
Yeah.
But once we've finished here, I'll talk to you about that podcast idea.
Yeah, I'm well up for that.
Well, let folks know what you've got coming up and where they can find you and your music and your beautiful hair.
Oh, okay. So at the minute we're taking a wee bit of a sort of downtime in between releases. So we've done all the releases for the year, but we'll be back in like January or February with a new tune. So
pointless episode of the podcast ever, man. We're actually splitting up.
I'm actually terminal. I think I've got about half an hour left.
What a good way to go, man.
Yeah, but you can find my indie pop rock band, Greig and the Merchants, on Spotify, Apple Music, Crashton the Talks. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Deezer, TikTok, the lot. And also I'm working on a side project, which I can't give too much away about at the minute. However, expect big things from that, and I'll get Chris to spread the word about that when the time comes.
Spreading my legs.
Yeah, I think that the first song for that's going to be out pretty soon. I think, so I just have to wait and see. Don't want to release music in December, so probably January as well.
Awesome, man. Well, it was very good talking to you,
man. By the way,
what's that?
Find us on all social media as well. It's at CG Merchants or Chris Greig and the Merchants on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank